Let's discover whether Iron Man will emerge triumphant as he makes his long-awaited return to combat the formidable Stark Industries Sentinel. In the concluding episode, Tony Stark reveals Emma Frost's true identity. Additionally, War Machine successfully returns from Tony's weapon cache with stolen weaponry. Managing to evade detection, Rhodey cautions Tony about the irreversible consequences of their actions, emphasizing the potential criminality if caught. Tony, undeterred, asserts that regardless of the outcome, he is determined to bring about the demise of Stark Unlimited. The episode commences as Tony and Rhodey position themselves atop a mountain, observing a Stark Unlimited Sentinel factory. They express astonishment at the surprisingly low level of security surrounding the facility. Could this be a deliberate ploy? The answer to this question will be unveiled shortly. As Iron Man advances towards the facility, two head guards make an attempt to halt him. With precise aim, he shoots at the charming Iron Man graffiti, creating a substantial hole large enough for him to enter. He swiftly dismisses the factory workers present inside, ensuring their safety. He meticulously assesses the security of the facility, taking necessary precautions, then he proceeds to strategically plant explosive devices. Unexpectedly, the Sentinel abruptly activates, launching a fierce assault on Iron Man. However, he skillfully dodges the attack, narrowly avoiding its devastating blows. The situation intensifies as additional Sentinels came online, unleashing a barrage of firepower all aimed at Iron Man. As Iron Man departs from the building, a surprising revelation unfolds. Rhodey was the one inside the armor all along. Meanwhile, Tony Stark lurks in his stealth suit, concealed behind the Sentinels, patiently awaiting his moment. Rhodey persists in battling the Sentinels outside, while injecting a touch of humor, jesting. Transitioning from War Machine to Iron Man's armor feels like swapping a tank for a Porsche. While Rhodey engages in combat outside, Tony persists in planting bombs within the facility. Tony stumbles upon a Sentinel with an exposed head, prompting him to attempt a software hack that could expose Fei Long's true intentions to the world. Despite his efforts, Tony encounters difficulty assessing the Sentinel's software. However, to his astonishment, he discovers that the Sentinel's next target will be Johnny Storm, also known as the Human Torch. This revelation shocks Tony as it indicates that Fei Long's agenda extends beyond targeting mutants and encompasses a much broader scope. Rhodey finds himself on the losing side of the battle outside, prompting Tony to rush to his aid. However, just as Tony activates his booster to assist, the Sentinel suddenly activates and seizes him. Recognizing the limitation of his suit for direct combat, Tony is left with no alternative but to employ the detonator, causing an explosion that releases him from the Sentinel's grip. Utilizing the additional boost provided by his booster, Tony manages to escape the blast unscathed. While Rhodey was in the process of switching armors, the Iron Man suit was autonomously making its way back to its base. Unexpectedly, a massive explosion strikes the War Machine armor, and a towering Sentinel swiftly seizes it, leaving Rhodey in a vulnerable and helpless state. Rhodey was apprehended by the Sentinel while Tony successfully manages to free himself from its clutches. However, Tony finds himself powerless as a horde of Sentinels and Orchis troops encircle Rhodey, preparing to take him into custody. In the subsequent scene, Fei Long, Dark Stasis, and Nimrod are depicted inspecting the wreckage. They express their disappointment over not having the desired number of Sentinels for their grand reveal party. Nevertheless, they assert that they still have enough for the task at hand. In a chilling turn of events, Fei Long singles out one of the factory workers and cold-bloodedly orders his execution. Meanwhile, at Tony's residence, he desperately attempts to contact Jen Walters, also known as She-Hulk. After numerous attempts, Jen finally answers the call and discloses the discovery of a lifeless body at the scene. Shocked and overwhelmed, Tony inadvertently drops his phone. His expression reflecting profound disbelief. Consumed by anger, he directs his frustration toward his armor, relentlessly pummeling it until his hands become numb. The comic concludes with a poignant image of a helpless and defeated Tony Stark. This episode serves as a profound awakening for Tony, witnessing his closest friend being captured by his formidable adversary, Fei Long. With limited resources at his disposal, Tony faces the daunting challenge of stopping them. Fei Long is undeniably a villain not to be underestimated. If you're seeking another captivating watch, I recommend checking out a remarkable video showcasing Daredevil doing the unthinkable. That concludes our current episode. This is Carl, and I'll see you in the next one.